Alright, so basically starting with a 2-gallon bucket. Got this one at Walmart for a couple dollars. And go ahead and measure 10 inches down from the top, mark it, and make a straight edge with some tape. Here I'm using painter's tape so I can have a guide to follow as I am cutting. And then take your straight edge, mark a line straight down, and then make 2 lines 3/8 apart from the center line. And then take your template eye, mark down 2 1/4 inches from the top, and then you're going to line up those eyes on those lines from the 3/8 off the center line. And you can find these templates online. I found this particular template, which I found to be the best one, from a YouTuber, and it was a link to his Facebook page. I could put a link in the description below. So I started using a hacksaw, but then found out the jigsaw is a much better cut, faster, easier tool to use. So if you have one, I would recommend it. And then I'm just sanding the cut edge just to get off the rough areas, smooth it down. Now take your mouth template, center it on your eyes. You're going to measure 3/4 of an inch from the bottom, mark it, tape it to keep it in place, and then just trace it out with a Sharpie. And you can use nail polish remover or rubbing alcohol to take off that Sharpie at the end. And then here, you may or may not have a Dremel tool, but this was the best tool I found to cut out the eyes and mouth. You could use a razor blade, probably even a jigsaw, but I found the Dremel tool to be the best tool for the job. Obviously it's sped up here, but this probably took about 10 minutes total, so not too bad with the Dremel. So now, obviously cutting out the mouth, just be careful to follow the line, because if you do make a mistake, it's plastic and you can't really fix it. So just take your time. And there you have it. Makes quite a mess, so be prepared to do a lot of vacuuming, sweeping, and whatnot. So here I've attached the sanding head to the Dremel tool. This probably took the longest, I'd say, of everything. Getting everything smooth, making the edges very clean and crisp. I just wanted it to look as best as I could get it. So, hand sanding and using the Dremel to really get the eyes and insides of the mouth as smooth as possible. So now you're gonna sand the top down to make it look less like a 5-gallon bucket. So here I'm using the Dremel tool, and I ended up making another Marshmello Helmet after this one, and what I did was ended up using the palm sander and orbital sander, which turned out much better than this method. So I would say start with the palm sander first and just work the whole head and get it all smooth, as smooth as possible. Just give it a real good, clean, finished look. So now you're going to start working on the helmet, and you're going to go ahead and cut off the front visor so it fits inside of the bucket. And you can pick up one of these at any big box store. They're like $10. And then you're going to measure, depending on if this is going on a child or an adult, will dictate how much you take off of the top, and make sure it's completely smooth and sits flat inside of the bucket. That way when you attach it with the glue, you've got a real good contact. And then again, more sanding, getting off those frayed ends, making it smooth, flat. And some people use foam, but I found that this method works the best. It's most stable on the head. And here I'm just prepping for paint, putting some primer on, and applied 4 or 5 good coats of white paint. I think I used a semi-gloss, and then once all that dried and cured, I put a couple coats of clear gloss on there, polyurethane. So there it is, finished, painted. Attached a piece of foam on the inside edge just to give it a thicker base look. Started to use screen, but found out that didn't really have the finished look that I was going for, so ended up picking up this plastic material at a hobby store and cut it to shape, glued that inside, let that dry overnight, and after a trial and error ended up going with house window tint. Picked this up at Lowe's, I think, and it's perfect. You can't see inside, but you can see outside, so nobody can see your eyes or face inside. Looks really, really good. So just cut that and glued the edges of that, and it was perfect. Yeah, it looked really awesome. So then you're going to go ahead and take your helmet, glue with the top edge there, place that in there, press it down, let it secure overnight or a few hours at least before you put it on, and then it's going to fit like a glove. And there you go. Perfect for Halloween, your next EDM show. Enjoy. Hope you liked the video. Comment, like it, you know what to do. Thanks for watching.